What's going on, traders? Sorry about taking a little while there to get started. We just had to kind of, hash out things. The boys. But guess what? The boys are here for you guys out there. So let's get right to the action. You guys know where you're at. Live trading with Benzinga. Let's see if we can get a little money today. Let's get after it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, let's get right to it. Let's bring on the guys here. Of course, we got Ryan Faluna. We got Zunaid in the house. Ryan, the only thing I got to know is, did you beat Andrew Weiss on the floor? Because that's what I want to hear about it. What's going on? How's the golf game going, my friend? Good to have you back.
Okay, first of all, thanks for welcoming me back. That's very nice of you. It's great to see everyone out there in chat community land. Mitch, you'll be happy to know that it was my team that beat Andrew Weiss. We had a 36-hole match. We won 4-3 for those of you that know golf scoring. So we won by 4 holes with 3 holes to go. And then here's the best part. On the last hole, we decided to add another side bet where we played straight up. No, you can't shotgun mulligan, which means chugging a beer in order to hit again. You can't do any of that. You play the ball as it lies, and it was our 3-man team versus Andrew, and we were able to win that by a stroke as well. So Andrew, being a man of his word, of course, paid those winnings out already. Yeah. So what that means is that I see some more sports gambling in my future. Nice. It was awesome. The 2 courses that I played were absolutely spectacular. One of them is a top 5 public course in Michigan, and it lived up to it. It was absolutely incredible. I had the drive popping on some of the holes. I had one of the best 6-iron shots of my life where I stuck it about 1.5 feet from the pin and then sank the putt for a personal bird. So it was good. It was a great holiday weekend. I was able to. The other thing that was really important about this is that I was able to completely disconnect from the market. I just forgot about everything, and I thought only about golf. And now I feel like I've come back with a renewed sense of hunger. What's my man Tyler Hero looking like here?
That's that grin that Ryan had on the court hitting them golf balls, baby. He was like, yeah, come after me, baby. Come after me. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, let's talk about the stock market. We'll get right to the stocks, guys. Sorry about a little detour there. I had to find out a little bit about the golf game action, of course. And look, golf, right? We'll see if this can keep going higher. This is one that I'm watching.
What is that? Right.
Oh, that's GOLF, man. Take a look at that.
But like, what's Acushnet? What is that?
So pretty much, it's like they own I think multiple multiple golf courses out there, but just look into it a little bit more. I'm not too big on the golf game, but I definitely like this one over Top Golf. So if you guys see Callaway, of course, Top Golf. I hate the name change that they changed it to. It used to be a little bit easier to find. MODG. So that's Callaway Brands. We'll see if this can get a little bit of a lift, but just talking some golf, right? Now, I do have some swing trades on that I do have in the red right now. I have Adobe in the red, went shorting yesterday, was so close to profits yesterday. A little frustrated because this is one of those times where I missed profits by about 40 cents on a name that's $480, right? And I wasn't at the desk when it went to that level. Willie would have liked to have taken some profits. So a moment like today, we've taken some profits. Now we're in the red. We essentially could still be green on the trade no matter what. So now we're back to 491. I have 489.34. I'm going to look to see if this goes back above 495. If it does, I'll get out of that trade. But I am short on Adobe. We'll see what happens there. ZS, I am a big on. This one's another one that I went short. At least this one's not popping as much. Didn't get an upgrade today. And looks like it's going to keep coming down. We'll see what happens if it can keep cracking. Next levels for me to watch are a move back down towards 144 and 140s. So this could be a really big win here for me in Zscaler. XOM and Chevron still shorting those names. I'm going to look to see if oil can keep going lower and just really start crumbling. CCL is one that I took yesterday also on the short. We'll see what happens on this one. Holding it really tight towards, like, let's say a 1605 out. Don't want to see it make a move up today. Looking for a move right back towards 15. Of course, the market is pulling back a little bit. We'll see if it continues to do so. That's enough for my outlook. I'm going to pull down my charts. I know that we're running a little shorter on time, so I'm trying to do my best and keep pushing through. All right,
I'll go really fast.
Yeah, I got you, my friend. You're up.
I'll go really fast. WIS, by the way, I did find a Pro V1 while I was out there, by the way, so it was a nice little bonus. WIS is saying that golf is FootJoy. FootJoy actually makes really, really great shirts. I have no experience with the shoes, but the shirts are actually one of the more comfortable ones out there. They're no Grayson. But they're one of the more comfortable ones out there. Darren is saying golf is Titleist. So I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure what ticker that refers to. And Bill, I think what Mitch was saying was that he likes the stock golf more than the stock Top Golf.
And it's based and mainly on technicals, just to kind of state it there, right? It's just literally just look at the chart. I like that one a lot more than I like a stock that's just trending downwards.
Looking at the SPY here, one of the things that I'm going to be looking at is this just a little dip, right? We've got 3 consecutive red candles here on the SPY. We have an RSI reading of 63.74. This is down from the highs of above 70. And we have a MACD that looks like it's going to cross to the downside here. So you can see the levels beneath it, quite a bit of air in there. I don't think we're going to close this gap down to any of these moving averages in one session. I really don't. I think it would take a number of sessions in order to get down there. And I'm not even confident that happens. I've been bearish for a long time. The market's been melting up. So one of the things that I'm going to be looking for today from signals from the entire rest of the market, including the broader averages here, is does the market look like it's actually going to roll over and start some type of corrective phase? Or is this just a minor dip that's going to get bought up as we push to new highs? We'll be watching tech as well for that. Yesterday, I sold out of my SOXS position. I actually carried it all the way during my drive when I didn't have access to my phone. When I got home, I realized that SOXS was above VWAP, and I set a stop 3 cents below VWAP. When I came back from lunch, I had been stopped out for a gain. So I am out of SOXS, but I am not opposed to looking to rebuy. Cleo, what do you think about that? You think the market's going down? He's talking to a bird outside. That's actually rather entertaining. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to run through some movers here real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to Zunaida. I understand that we're pressed for time, but we do have a couple of issues here to discuss. First one, AHI is back. All right. So AHI is back. We had a catalyst here today. Advanced Health Intelligence shares are trading higher after the company signed a letter of intent with a UAE-based eScript medicine management company, Pharmark Pharmacy. So we got a PR here about a new letter of intent. AHI spiked up. Looks like 201 is your high print. We've really kind of pulled back here. I have the VWAP on my other chart. We pretty much bounced right off the VWAP. So we're going to be looking for other potential plays, other potential long side plays here. AHI, good volume here this morning. As long as this doesn't break down, definitely in play here today. OCEA, this one is back too. And actually, I started charting this on one of my other charts recently. It's taken the next leg higher. So what we see here is a break higher. Looks like we stopped high a day about 814. Looks like we're kind of curling back up to that. OCEA, we've seen this make crazy runs before. We do have a catalyst here. Ocean Biomedical shares are trading higher for the company announced a share price target increase to 1763 by Fundamental Research Core on the result from an independent study showing the glioblastoma tumor suppression receiving patents and recent financing. So the price target here is more than 2x what the current price is. We'll see what type of craziness we get here today. Zunaid, I'm just going to turn it over to you since my bird's going absolutely ham.
Yeah, no worries at all. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let me put my charts up here. Thank you. PayPal was a fun one to trade yesterday. I mean, so far, PayPal has kind of respected previous resistance and held on as support. You can see that here, resistance, bounces back in. That's a support, resistance, bounces right at support, pops up, resistance, pops up. No retest yet at the moment. So we'll keep, there we go. We'll keep an eye and see how this one wants to go ahead and behave. Let's go ahead and check out Apple as you had. Again, just this resistance area at this 186, it completely drops down. We'll see if it wants to kind of hold this support around this 184 or not. I'm going to go ahead and remove the drawings so that we can formulate new ones. But matter of fact, didn't I have something on the 4-hour or the hour mark? I thought I had a nice little trend line drawn on Apple. Maybe I removed it for some odd reason. Let's see if we could draw this puppy right back. So kind of like the trend line that I have on Apple. so far on the hour. It's got a nice little trend. If it does break, that's when I'd really want to load in with some puts further dated about maybe at least 30, 45 days out. But till then, we kind of hang on tight and play the intradays opportunities as we get them. So for now, if we pop over 186, I'd be interested in this one to go long. Let me go ahead and put that right over there. Set an alert as well. There is that. So we'll see what's happening. Let's go ahead and check out Amazon. Still within the range that we've been kind of looking at. Hasn't cracked the 124s yet. We'll see if it does. I've got an alert set there to go ahead and play this one to the downside itself. We've got NVIDIA as well that made new highs just yesterday. It should be all-time highs, I believe, and it came right back down. So now you've got a new level that we've got to breach, which is this 440. If it breaches 440, I really would be surprised if we don't knock on the door for 550. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right above there. Let's also go ahead and take a look at anything else that we've got going on. There's some ticker yesterday that was kind of going off. Oh, Mara. Nice little $10 break. A couple of times it wasn't perfect in terms of the risk reward, or excuse me, in terms of the support right at 10. But once it blasted through, it made a nice little run to the upside. So if you're interested in playing this one, I think you've got the pre-market highs that it's going to act as resistance. So if you'd like, you can set an alert right above there. If it pops, retest, that's where you get a chance to go ahead and play this one on MARA. Let's go and also take a look at the Qs and see if there's anything there that we like. Not in particular. So I'm going to go remove my drawings just so we can have a little bit of a cleaner chart. But the main thing is just right over here, you can tell you had support that was there a couple of days ago. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put this out here a little bit. You had support there, which then acted as resistance yesterday. So it's clear to me that you got to go ahead and get over this 368 area base there, or maybe possibly on the retest. You can go ahead and play this one to the upside. We'll always keep an eye out and see if we have any unusual options coming in for us to try to check out as well. Let's see what we've got going on in Meta. Still waiting for a test of this 275.65. If we get it, we can set an alert right there. But the reason is you can see you had resistance popped up, held a support. And if we do want to go short, it could be a nice opportunity there. And also at the crack of about the 280s. If we do go ahead and break the 280s, it could be a nice opportunity to go short as well. If there's any other tickers that y'all have in the chat that you'd like for us to go over, let me know.
Octo was one that was on my list here, Zunaid. So let me just take this here real quick. This was also on the movers tool. This was what I was going to go into next. We did pop and come back in. We're kind of building below the VWAP, but we're doing a good job of holding this 183 level. I believe we did have a catalyst here. 8Co shares raises guidance to 73 million for the fiscal year. That's up from 60. So it looks like a 13 million dollar guidance boost here, and that's what's leading to Octo trading higher. What will be interesting is to see if this catches, and if we get any more expanding volume here, a nice move to and through the VWAP might give us a long side trade here on that. ASTS was also on my list here. This is AST Space Mobile. We popped as high as 720. We've really kind of come in here, but again, a VWAP reclaim might give us another opportunity there. And the last one I had was CMMB. This one looks like it's already dead in the water, really kind of coming back in here. We did have a catalyst. Chemolab Therapeutic shares are trading higher after the company reported data from its secondary analysis of phase 2A liver fibrosis trial, accessing CM101. So looks like we also have a penny play here. This was not on my radar. Looks like LMDX popped up to 80 cents. We've really bled back a lot of the gains. I'd be careful about this one. Be careful trying to take this one here. This looks like it's kind of lost the momentum. So that's all I got here from, looks like chat. Wanted to take a look at Space, SPY. And we already took a look at SPY and Palantir. So let's take a look at SPCE. Virgin Galactic here. Looks like this actually traded up yesterday in the after hours, came back in. We're pretty much right back to balance. What happened here yesterday? What Rocket today? Investors see upside with commercial flights beginning. So it looks like this is just some continued momentum off of commercial flights. The ASTS is up. These two might move here together. That would be one to take a look at. We just looked at AHI. You guys said SPY. We already took a look at SPY. If we take a look at PLTR, Palantir, this one has been an absolute rocket. Actually, shout out yet again to Jay Rice for this one. Told us exactly where the resistance was going to be. Sure looked like that actually held. Take a look at the daily chart here. Maybe we're slowing down here. But if we consolidate, might be ready for a next leg up. So Palantir looking like the most kind of slowing down here on the daily chart. Let's pay attention to these volume sticks and see if we can determine where it's going next here.
All right.
Mullen, do we really need to check Mullen? That's just a fraud garbage stock. I don't really think we need to go into that. Let me see where it's at price wise, just so we have an idea. Yeah, still 18 cents. Trade this at your own risk. We've talked about this one for a long time. This is junk.
Yeah. I think they even have like a reverse split or something like that. But TWLO, let's go ahead and check out Twilio. All right. Let's see what the daily looks like. Oops, excuse me. $70 is the way to go. So if we can go ahead and crack 70, I'd set your alerts there. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it with you. So as long as we can go ahead and stay below 70, it wouldn't be a big position for me in terms of going long. But if we can go ahead and crack 70, matter of fact, I think this is a little bit too high. There we go. If we can go ahead and crack 70, I'd be interested in this one to the upside. But that's what I've got. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute. See if there's anything else that we can see at the moment. Nah, not really. I would just rather wait for that 70. I know it's about $3 away, but I want to make sure that we can go ahead and try to get some positions out of it. Let's see what else is there.
We go.
All right. Wait. Oh, you jinxed.
5 seconds till we open.
Yeah, you tricked me. I was like, wait, my bell didn't go off. All right, there we go.
Am I running on the same time as you?
Yeah, I was like, wait, isn't my platform not what up?
Ahi, first move here is down. It's right near the VWAP. Let's see if we can determine a move. Looks like they're buying it back up to the VWAP here.
Buy it with a nice little pop here. I'm going to keep an eye on that one today to see if it gets going to get a pop above 1175.
Ahi going higher here. Oh, took out 173, moving a good volume on Ahi right out of the open. I'm not in this, by the way. I'm just kind of watching it.
Ahi! Nvidia getting hit there hard. I was going to look at it a little bit here, but it's already gotten a nice little 3-point little knockdown. Let's see if it recovers here. But it's going to be definitely a fast mover today. Be careful out there, team. It's going to be one of those days that could be wicked.
Yep. And Mitch, with that, I'm not trying to go in too much here. I mean, I see OCEA first move here was down. It looks like it's trying to bounce. He's still pushing higher as it takes out 180 here. Good.
At least we got the drone comments already kind of given to us with the prepared speech. So that's probably going to at least already be affecting the market right out the gates.
What time is that?
It's supposed to start at 10 when he talks. So he'll probably get some questionnaire that's off of his prepared statements. That's what you got to be looking at for now. But prepared statements already released.
Got it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY. By the way, yesterday's dip buy on 235 was perfect. Unfortunately,
dip buy on Nvidia right back up.
Did not get the entry because we missed it by 3 cents. But I am interested in buying SPY at 435 if we get the chance. Stop loss will be 50 cents below.
All right, let's get this going here. Moo. Let's see if I can get into a nice trade with Moo.
I'd really like that too.
Dude, yesterday, Ryan, I missed a trade. Literally, it didn't fill me by 1 penny. It was one of those.
You got Zunated.
Yep, you did. It's a unfortunate thing.
Ahi moving higher. This was an absolute ripper off the. I definitely should have taken this. Ahi 190 here.
Nvidia back up here to 436. Look to see if it rejects there. I'm looking right now. It's kind of wicking right now a couple of times here.
A lot of stocks being traded here on AHI. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. We're just all like kind of just looking in right now. SPY made a down move right out the gates. Q's made an up move right out the gates. You don't see this too often, guys. I'll tell you guys that. Where you're having the SPY kind of come down, Q's go up. Food delivery up today. Uber up today. Smaller names, AHI, GRFX, GRE is up a decent amount. That AHI, of course, moving around there around the 190s right now. We'll see what happens with that one today. LI, NIO, XPIV making moves today. Here's the cues right back down there. NVIDIA gets it right back towards the downside here. So we'll see if we start to actually see that downside come into the cues. That's what I'm focusing on. Cues pulling back here.
I'm going to try a small size to start things off here on Rivian. I got filled at 1605s. My stop loss is going to be low a day.
Riot taking off. Good mention there, Dave. Appreciate that. Things like that can definitely help out traders team. So always talk about like what you see there. And if you can, like Dave, for next time, just like better practice, even just let us know like the price where it's at or how much percentage it's up on the day. You're not necessarily telling anybody to trade that, but what it helps is, let's say if a trader was keeping that on their eyes and now they see it's actually making a move, we can go and take a look at it and make our own decision, right? That's how we can actually help each other in the chat. That's what it's all about here.
Ahi going for that round number at 2. They hit it and through. Ahi, big strength. It's going to halt here, I think.
NVIDIA looked like it wants downside here. We'll see what happens here. It's battling in the 434 area. I'm starting to think about if I could get a move back above 435 and then it rejects 436 one more time, I'll take a shot. But right now it does look like it wants to flush. We'll see what happens in the cues.
AHI halted here, 202. I see multiple people calling Hut ripping to new highs here on Hut. This is yesterday's intraday high.
Nice. That's why I like Riot today above 1175. We've gotten there now towards 1196. This is the laggard of the three. So I'm looking for a little pullback on that, especially if it could pull back a little bit later in the day. I'll look for pullbacks now towards 1175 or slightly below, and then look for a 12 run maybe.
Took a little hut here for an attempt to break this high. Going to have a tight stop, 270 that stop.
Oh, nope, not that one.
Chinese autos getting a little bit of a lift. I'm keeping an eye on those too. LI, really nice move. XPEV. And then I also usually look at one more. What's the other one? I don't know why I'm getting a brain fart right now. NIO. There it is.
By the way, I went ahead right before AHI halted. I went ahead and grabbed just 100 shares for fun. Fill price is
nice.
202. So we'll see how that one opens up. I'll talk about my stop loss and targets here in just a second as soon as I place them.
Taking a look at like NIO.
Still in Hut here, waiting for this high a day break. We'll see if we get it. I did front run the break. I didn't wait for 277 to fall. I just kind of bought into it. So not sure if I'm actually going to be able to trade this. I entered it a little bit early, but we'll see. I'll cut it if it doesn't work. No big deal.
All right, looking
Bob moving
back to 277.
Nice
big size here that they're hitting on Hut.
By the way, Rivian, we
and
got
through.
You're good. Where is yours? Oh, you're already up. Rivian, we got in at 1605, now trading at approximately 1622, hit a high of 1632. So feel free to lock in gains as you'd like.
All right, NVIDIA did that up move, now coming right back down. We'll see what happens here. I might take a little bit of a shot here in the prop account.
Yeah, Beck's saying Hut, good morning, by the way. Hut was showing good movement yesterday, too. Indeed, it was. And in fact, the trade plan here is a snap of yesterday's intraday high. I'm actually hoping we get a little bit more of a push here on Hut. We'll see. I'll stop out if we plunge to VWAP here.
All right, trying to get an NVIDIA short side here. It's already coming down a little bit there to 434s. It might get already hit. I'm looking for a little bit of 435s, but we might miss it already there. Now going to 433s. Yeah, I'm missing that trade right now. I'm going to have to cancel this order and look to see if I can get it on a little bit of a pullback, but big breakdown there in NVIDIA to the downside. I'm looking at to see NIO pull back on this action here. Looks like there was some China tax breaks that are rolling out for EVs for the next 4 years. That could really get those stocks moving. But if the Qs get wiped out today, be careful with that move too. Qs are looking a little bit weak here. NVIDIA getting a little bit weak. Now I'd look for a little bit of a pullback towards 435 to get short on NVIDIA off 436, but I got to keep it really tight. We'll see what happens there.
VIX at lows here too, 1353, almost a new low here. VIX kind of squashed. CXAI looks like it's pushing off of that initial sell-off.
Actually really like that name, team. CXAI is one I've been having on the radar. It missed that move yesterday to 14. This is one that I think could take over AI, like the name AI. Maybe you could see sellers going from AI going over there to CXAI. So AI, I think, comes down a little bit. I think CXAI could continue. But of course, if we're getting a down day today, you got to be careful with that action. We'll see what happens on here at NIO. If it can come back here to 960s today, I do like this. It's sidestepping right now on NIO. Also, XPEV. XPEV looks interesting there, now pulling back. We'll see what happens to these names. The Qs going lower, though. And NIO not going to probably going to be something I'm going to go after. The Qs really wipe out. NVIDIA already to 433s there. Missed my entry at 435.
Still waiting on AHI to go ahead and unhalt and see where that one opens up.
A little frustrated on that NVIDIA. It just was quick. You got to be a little bit quicker than that. All right, 939. We'll see what happens here, guys. Did we get a bounce?
All right, AHI is rocking and rolling now. It has been unhalted, and to the upside we go. 213 so far,
Wow.
214. Looking to make a push at 220s.
What a trade that was from that VWAP bounce.
And I'm out of AHI here at 220s.
Great trade, Zunaid. Great job taking it. I just watched it blast off and didn't take it. And I know you said you went in small with just 100 shares, but it still worked. Great job.
Yep, appreciate it. Yeah, just needed a little bit of scratch. You know what I mean? It's a degenerate.
Get green on the screen early, man. That there's something to that.
We're still in Rivian, by the way. It went up about 32 cents. Now it's right back to our price. And it looks like AHI is going to get halted here, possibly at 229s.
Yep, that is going to be another halt if it holds. AHI halted.
You've also got BABA looking to make new highs.
HUT is through that 277 again. Really need this to kind of take off and move for this trade to work out. Mullen is making highs. Whoever asked about Mullen earlier, that's making highs here.
There we go.
I'm not trading it, like I said earlier, but worth mentioning, it is making highs, especially since a gentleman asked about it earlier. HUT continuing to push here, 281, a little bit more size there. They took some of it.
Interesting. NVIDIA's down. Qs are up still.
And the VIX is down.
By a little part of me is looking at like, so it's a little bit two options here, right? I can go SQQQs and look for that kind of upside for the Qs to break down here. I could go for XPEV that's pulling back right now. I kind of like that outlook there, but it's just more along what's going to happen today. We'll look for a little bit more pullback in the action today. So I'm looking more SQQQs here.
HUT, really want to see it take 281 at this point. Looks like Ron's and AHI. Ron always hitting those momentum stocks out of the morning. Love it.
By the way, on ticker APA, you had some 36-hour calls come in on the ask expiring July 21st, approximately $200,000 worth. Here's the chart that I have on it. If it cracks 35 to the upside, I'd be interested in playing this one. If you wanted to play it here, your stop loss, in my opinion, would be about $1 lower at around 32.92.
All right, looking to see if the Qs are going to top out here, and then we're just going to, I'm going to try it already. I'm going to try to get in here for Moo here, guys, on SQQQs. Orders out there for 51. Let's see if I can get it there. If not, I might have to adjust and just get it up there because I've had too many times where I haven't been getting filled by about a penny or two here. So let's see what the SQQQ is here. Let's see if I can get filled at 51. It's at 52 on the bid. Looking for a slight tick down here and to get filled at 51.
Market looks like it's coming in, so I'm almost wondering if that's going to tick up instead, Mitch.
Yeah, it got the bid went down for a second there, so I kind of left it there to see if I was going to get hit. Didn't get hit. It's up there to 56. Another time where I'm missing by a penny here. A little frustrating, guys. Maybe I'm being a little too patient, putting it a cent off of the bid there, but missing that entry here. So I don't want to jump up towards 57s because that's just going to kind of hurt me in the long run if I get caught up here. So trying to get in at 52s here on pullbacks. It's back to 54. There it is. At least I got hit there at 52s. So 1952s entries there on Moo. That's time. You guys know what time it is. It's Moo time, baby. Let's get this going. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can really get this to push today. I'm seeing NVIDIA break already, so I can't go after that. But I can look at success trades maybe for my prop account. So that's what I'm looking at right now on success.
All right, added a little bit of size to Rivian here. My average price is now 1605, pretty much.
I'm taking
Right,
HUT off. It doesn't look like it's gonna go. I can always rebuy if it does go. I got out with a $13 profit, so I'm going to consider that just not a loss, just even. Technically, it's green, but it's so minimal it almost doesn't even.
Yeah, it's a nice little Chipotle.
It is a Chipotle. That is a good point, Zune.
Nice
That's what
Chipotle.
we're going to keep looking at the positives there. That is a nice little Chipotle. I like it.
Gotta get that Chipotle, baby.
Here's 6850 is acting as resistance on PayPal. So you can see again resistance here popped up. When it came back down, it's below. So this is a key area for it to go ahead and get back above. Oh, and where was
These look like they want lower. I'm going after in the prop account. Got a starter there for success, 150 shares off of 42s. Looking to add some more on pullbacks, but if it just goes here, I at least want a little piece.
So we had an alert set on Google, and that one's coming back down a little bit.
Market is weak
we
here, so
go.
just be careful with newer trades.
SQQQ is looking good now towards 1963s, so looking better on that. Going to take a shot here for the downside.
Ahi
in some
open.
tech names.
Yep. Ahi to the upside for 240s. 250s almost.
OCEA coming back in here. Ahi, great trade. We had that pegged on Ahi. Disappointed I didn't take that. That would have made the whole day right there, probably.
I would be destroying it if I would have got my entry there on NVIDIA's 435. So definitely looking back on that one, thinking hindsight 2020, because it's down to 430s there. Would it be up about 5 points? NVIDIA dropping off fast here.
Rivian stopped out. Ahi now at 255s.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm just playing it for a scalp here today, but I've heard this about HUT. I don't know enough about that to actually go in long term on it, but I've heard that, and I think that that's one of the reasons why we continue to see this stock pop up on the relative volume scanner. One Chipotle trade at a time, boys. Felipe knows what's up. Let's go, Felipe.
He halted, by the way.
Gotta love your Chipotle sometimes, baby.
Smoke Tuna, were you talking about HUT? Dave saying, don't know why you got out of HUT, because it really wasn't taking out the 281. I wanted to see it push. Like, here we go. Now it's taking out 281. Maybe I'll rebuy.
Order out to add at 1035 on success, and then I'm going to look to go a little bit lower towards 1030s or 1028. And a ladder in some of these orders for pullbacks on success.
Here you go, guys. HUT going a little higher, 2 cents above where I closed out.
You've got Mara popping to the upside again.
And Bitcoin, big rip too here. That's affecting all of these plays here. You know, you're right, Smoke Tuna. You're just saying gotta make you stronger. Should have been watching the actual Bitcoin price action at the same time.
Yeah, I like kind of right now. I'm taking a look at it here for a little bit of a pullback towards 84s or 82s. I'll take a shot there to the upside. It'd be a little bit going against the market, but if Bitcoin's going to take a rip, you could see a rip there on the upside.
OCEA coming back up to the VWAP here. I'm interested to see if it gets rejected or if it moves through that VWAP.
Where is Rivian? Coming right back up a little bit.
Right, might take off here through 12s.
OCEA stopping right before that VWAP. Not over yet, though. Here comes a pullback on OCEA. Another big pullback on OCEA. Actually might try buying this pullback here. 712 in for this small. See if we can actually bounce back and take that VWAP on OCEA.
Stock test, I might have to step up if I want to keep it up here because it might just run on me here.
OCEA coming back up to the VWAP. Let's see if we can cross through that. Good volume here on OCEA as well. Not going to let this trade go red.
Where is Google? Is that gonna pop up? No, I missed that one on Google. Let's see what else we've got. It's coming up near support there. Trying to see if there's anything else.
Trying to get into some more success on pullbacks, and also trying to get in a working order I have out there for Riot on pullback, but it needs to come back. Might not. Might just get through 12 here. Canceling that Riot right now. Looks like it wants 12 already.
Where? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I really like.
Out OCEA here. We'll see if it ends up going.
Stepping
More
up
green on the screen.
success. There we go. Just got another fill there for success. Canceling the last order there. Have success at 1044 now. And I also got, of course, the SQQQs, which are making a nice move here towards 67 on, of course, Mumu. Trying to get a nice little $12, $15 gain again on Mumu. If I could get that, I won't be mad at it.
With saying ASTS building here. So this is actually a really good call. Calling it before we actually get a move. Really kind of consolidating down here. I think if we can take this out, maybe move back up to the VWAP, might have another play here. OCEA making another attempt to go back to the VWAP here. I'd be interested in this if we can actually clear out the VWAP at this point.
Riot through 12 there. Riot through 12.
AHI open.
Nothing coming back to the VWAP and tech. I think it's just like literally like just dropping. So I have to chase things if I want to go after it here. I don't feel like doing that. So I'm just going to go for more of the success where I can keep a tighter risk to reward.
Oh man.
Taking my
Rivian,
shot
by the
here.
way.
Success added.
Rivian new lows. We're already out of that one, but just calling it out.
ASTS bouncing here. Great call, Wiss. Great call. Let's see if ASTS can actually move back up to the VWAP here. Let me get it on the Benzinga Pro here. What would I think my chart hung there? All right, ASTS. Let's see if we can go here.
Nice push there. SQQQs looking for the Qs for a new low there. Now we're at near the lows there. We tapped it. Let's see if we get towards a new low here. Qs leaking out here. There's 363.40s looking good there for the moo. You guys know it, baby. You know what that means.
We're getting
There's
the moo
some
drop
moves.
is what that means.
Yes. Look at that little move there. SQQQ's going higher there. Glad I just kind of just stepped up to the plate. Sometimes you just got to take what you can get there.
Yeah.
Nice little push higher. Sox S also pushing higher. Going to keep focus on that one. Trying to let SQQQs just drive here. We'll see what happens.
Handle.
Tesla going for support. Do I go after Tesla? Man, that she's been a beast.
I'm going to take a shot here. I got in at 271.78 on Tesla. Stop loss will be about $1 lower.
Are you going long or short?
I'm going long. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going long.
Just for the traders out there to know which way you're going.
Yeah, so the reason is you can see here on the left-hand side, you had resistance, which I am hoping will turn into support right over here. And let me see if I actually like any options on this too. Tesla 23. Oh, let's see there. Calls.
There's some good bidding action going there on Sox S. Looking for that to just continue grinding higher here. Really kind of give me that nice expansion move. It's a move through 1058 on Sox S.
I'm actually going to give Tesla a little bit of space here. I'm going to try to grab some more around, what is this level? 270s. What's up, Ryan?
No, nothing. I was actually, it was not trading related, so I stopped myself. I was going to ask Mitch if he's excited about the NASCAR street race that's going on in Chicago for the first time in July. They're literally going to close off Chicago streets and race NASCAR around the city. That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's,
nice.
That's the way it should be, baby. Oh. Okay. We'll see if we can get the SQQQs to 20 today. Try to ride that up for at least a 50-cent gain here on the SQQQs, and that's for Moo, right? So I'm just trying to grind that higher, team. Do you always wait for a pullback to VWAP to buy or short? Not always. I mean, it's all dependent on your system. How do you look for it, right? Some people look for the break. Some people look for the pullbacks. I look for necessarily pullbacks, but it's all to each his own, right?
And it depends on the vehicle, right? Some stocks really like to break out and break out strongly. Others do a better job bouncing. By the way, Beck's shouting out Nicola again. Nicola is running here. Nice little push out of the open. Pull back towards the VWAP. Second leg up here now on Nicola.
Right, got above 12. Now pulling back. I'll look for pullbacks towards 1185. If I can get that. Qs look lower there. SPY lower. We'll see if it goes toward the new low and continues grinding down here. 10 o'clock is an important time to see if we turn around. If not, we could just keep grinding lower here.
Odds of drivers getting carjacked. From what I hear, the security is going to be high and they might actually do something. So I think those odds are low. They can race NASCAR, but can't fix the potholes. I'm willing to bet that the path that they pick have all the potholes fixed. But you're right about that. The potholes after a nasty Chicago winter, they can be ridiculous. By the way, great job on HUT. For those of you that hold, we printed 290s and kind of came back in a little bit there. I definitely would have been out at 290s since it was a shorter term trade for me, but nice move there for those of you that hung on. I should have done the same.
Where is... All right, SPY getting closer here. Matter of fact, Tesla getting close to our...
Go
ahead.
Oh, man. I've been waiting. Been waiting
for this.
NVIDIA, for the crack on NVIDIA. Look at this, man. Oh, that 435 little pop here. Just wasn't fast enough right above the VWAP. It would have been a monster win. We're almost talking about 10 points already.
All right, taking an ugly loss on Tesla here.
Oh man, there's stocks that's higher. That looks good there for me now towards 1053s. I'm looking for stocks to short, man. I just can't find them. They're all at the bottom of the range.
The one thing that might happen
Big
here
shorting
is
at the
that this
bottom of the
down
range.
move, Mitch, might actually draw in more people looking to short, and you might actually get a bounce to shake those shorts out. And if you do, that might be your time to load. Smoke Tuna saying, Ryan, we need to make you a stronger heart trader. You're absolutely right. And you folks are doing that. This community is helpful every single day. I try to call it out. By the way, OCEA, for any of you that took that OCEA trade, that worked. It went right through the VWAP. Really good volume expansion. It's pulling back a little bit now, but this is the type of setup that we were looking for. I didn't hit this one, but this is good. This was identified by the chat early. This was actually on the list here this morning as well.
You want stocks that are up on the day. You do got industrials up on the day. So I'm looking through the sectors and trying to find what's up. Energy's up today. Industrials are up today. Defensive names. You can see here the oil names up a little bit here. MasterCard up a little bit. That's interesting to find. What else do we see here? Some banks up, but what do you see in the big boys? Bunch of red, even leaking in healthcare. So definitely seeing that leak. Tesla leak, Amazon leak all around right now. We'll see if we bounce back. There's stocks that's a little bit higher now, almost up about $50 there on that. I can look for pullbacks to add. Just looking to keep grinding higher there in the prop account. Let's see what happens. How's FBX looking? That looks like it's pushed up here now, starting to turn back around to the downside. We'll see what happens with that one as FedEx tried to come back all the way to yesterday's closing action, now turning back around. That looks interesting for sure.
Yeah, FedEx really good rebound after yesterday.
Yeah, crazy rebound there, right? It seems like at least this is a level that we could look at, but
Let me take a look.
see what happens.
Excuse me.
All right.
OCEA kind of in no man's land here. Really could kind of yank back to the VWAP, maybe even go beneath it or push higher here. No position in OCEA, but nice little move.
Zscaler going lower. That looks like a really nice trade for me now, down to 146 from 154. Let's go.
You've got the fill on the SPY, waiting for that one to kind of pop up a little bit. My streak of being green for 8 consecutive days is on the line, which we don't like. What am I down at now? I'm down about $120 at the moment. There we go. Nice little pop. So the SPY trade, let me go ahead and show you all that. Which we had talked about is right at that 435 level where you had support that was there yesterday. That's the level that we just went to.
OCEA, that is so nasty. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Junaid.
I'll go there.
For any of you that were in OCEA, they just popped it to a new high, yanked it all the way back down to the low. Now pounding the lows. Huge red volume candle here. Just a nasty knife on OCEA. These are some of the reasons why you guys see me getting out of some of these stocks, especially ones that pop to the upside, because you will often see these knives and that can ruin a trade in a heartbeat. OCEA, I hope everyone's safe with that.
Just took some profits there in Zscaler just to pay myself well here. Now I only have about 30% of the position left and have paid myself well and can keep it going. It's up about 5%. Nice little short there, Zscaler.
Tesla, huge breakdown, pounding the lows as we speak. Apple at lows, Amazon at lows, Square at lows.
Turning around. Right, with a hard turnaround, and I see Mara comment in the chat. That's a hard turnaround there too. I think the market's just dragging it. Look how hard the Qs are getting hit right now. And all I can say is, let's go, moo, let's go.
Let's go, Matthew.
Climbing.
Closing SPY puts for 92% profit, Matthew. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, that's what I love to hear. It was the day
job.
today to go after it if you wanted to.
Well done.
It was there. NVIDIA now down to 424, guys, about 11 points from where I was looking to short. That's going to be definitely my FOMO stock of the day for sure. Fear of missing out, man. That was a turnaround there. I hope somebody was able to nail that NVIDIA short.
Where is, let's see.
Oh, man, what a takedown there in NVIDIA. AMD getting smacked. Tesla getting smacked. Let's go. I think Tesla still even has room to go down even further. I mean, but I'm not going to go after it here. It's just a little late to the party. Stocksat's making a nice little move here to 1063. So I'm going to start looking to see where I can take profits there. We're through yesterday's high. Where do we go next stop? For me, I think we go towards the 1175s. That's where I'll look to take some profits there in Stocksat from 1044.
Ahi opened, got yanked, and a downside halt at 201. So it's given up 59 cents of the move that it's had here up to 260. Ahi halted down. Great call out there. That was Dan. That's in the chat.
Trying to see if we can get through 20s here for SQQQs. I'll tell you the truth, guys. I'm fighting myself to maybe take the gains here. We're already towards levels where I normally would take gains on the Moo account. You guys see it up about 2% here. But, man, the momentum's so strong right now. I'm kind of inclined to keep the momentum going here. It's a hard decision.
Market at lows here. Big pull.
Ryan, big Ryan in the chat.
What? Oh,
Short on the video.
Nice trade there, Ryan. Nice Nvidia short.
You like that one,
Well
Zidane?
It was just funny because Ryan, I was like, wait, what? What just happened?
Yeah, I was like, what?
I know
what
I'm
am I?
big.
What did I miss on my
I know
drive
I'm
back
big.
yesterday?
All right, turning around there at 1999, or 1998 there on the SQQQ. So I gotta tell myself, do I just take the profits and run here? I think I'm being a little bit greedy by holding on to it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but a little part of me says, man, you've been waiting for a big turn. Could this be it today? It seems like it. So I'm going to try to keep going with it for right now, but it is 10 o'clock. We could see some reversal off of this 5-minute candle. You see the Qs expand and now starting to come back. It could go all the way back to 365. That's where you got to be careful there. SQQQs come back to VWAP. That's about 1963. And I got to determine if I want to give up that gain or not. Because I only got one day trade too. That's the other thing that kind of just battling me here with the Moo account, right? Only one day trade. Do I close that and end that day trade, or do I look to swing this? Right now, I'm looking to more swing it because it's just doing so well.
Ryan in the chat says you can always refer to me as, what is that, Staff Sergeant Ryan?
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I could get on board with that, Staff Sergeant Ryan. Let me know if that's correct.
Can I call you Private Ryan?
Me?
Yeah.
Are you asking?
Yeah. Got Private Ryan.
My AOL Instant Messenger handle back from in the day was Private Ryman, because I really liked like rap and freestyling and stuff like that. So I thought that would be hilarious.
Kendall, be careful out there.
anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those days where you're seeing that hard turnaround. The SQQQ is pulling back here. We'll see what happens if that does pull back. I still don't want to take the money and run, and maybe I'm being a little bit greedy, but I'm staying in the trades right now.
Great move on SOXS.
This is what I was worried about.
Saving Private
XP.
Ryan is a great movie. And yes, that was Staff Sergeant. So Staff Sergeant Ryan. Okay. I'm on board.
Let's do it. Sounds like I'm hitting on Ryan. Maybe. You never
Wouldn't
know.
be the first time. Let's just put it that way.
Netflix to the downside. That looks interesting for me. This is a stock that has been really strong. Been looking for it to start really breaking back down here. Does have a gap below to go after here, which is a gap between 430 and 424s. So I'm looking at it right now to maybe see if I get a short here.
EOSC moving here. That was a former pick from Noel, who we haven't seen in a while. Would like to know how he's doing. EOSC 350 right here.
Will the Qs break lower here? That's the only thing I'm fighting myself. If the Qs bounce back here, I'm going to get hit like right back towards 432 on Netflix. But I'm looking at it, team.
EOSC, nice trade on that 347 move, up 5 cents from that. By the way, Hut back down to 281. Looks like that bounced off VWAP. Penny stock going here for all of you that are trading penny stocks. FOXO. Looks like this is moving towards the highs. No position in this. Decent volume sticks here, though, filling out.
It's a hard one to go after right now. I do see the Qs continuing to leak, so I'm not really stressing because I'm in the green, right? But I'm just looking for more trades out here, team.
SPY looking to make any lows.
We go after some scalps, but man, that's really not up my alley. So I got to try to stick to what I know, right? Adobe going back down, so that looks good there for me on the swing.
CXAI, big pull here, Mitch, on CXAI.
Yeah, the stocks market just kind of crumbling that kind of play. So like look at even AI now down to 40s. Be careful on names like this. I see the AI trade turning around right now, and that is really fast. When those things turn, it's a beating, right? Just like Carvana right now is turning around, and I feel like this could pull back really fast.
Let's see what else we got.
Looking to see if we get a little bit of a bounce here in the market because the Qs are just leaking here. Netflix, I'm looking for the bounce. I still haven't gotten it.
I don't have any day trading setups at the moment. I am looking around, though.
I got a whole bunch of stocks that are just at the lows. So like, let's say like this Netflix, right? Even on the 1 minute, if I can stay tight to 431, maybe I could risk here, but look how far from the VWAP it is. It's just a little bit harder to trade here. I usually like to trade closer towards VWAP, so at least I can have the out above the VWAP, not below the VWAP.
Whoa,
Use lows on SPY.
Anyone hit UCAR?
UCAR?
Yeah, UCAR, huge pop here on UCAR, huge move up. I'm just now seeing this, so I'm late to this. No position, of course. Let me look and see what's going on here.
Ahi, I think, is halted on the downside.
Yeah, he is halted.
That stock just gets halted way too easily. I don't know what the float is, but I would personally, that's a huge red flag for me. Intel leaking out.
Big push here.
Seeing a lot of leak today, man. A lot of leaking, man.
Wow, UCAR.
Netflix looking like it wants lower. We've gotten up there multiple times here. Will the Qs bounce here? It looks like it's trying to bounce at 363s. Starting to think about the SQQQs to see what happens here, but it's still holding the 9 EMA right now. Now we're going to see a little bit of a break here, but I do see Netflix with a big candle down through the 430s. Maybe should have taken my shot there, but I'll tell you one thing. I need pullbacks. I find it so hard to like, let's say like buy on breakouts or sell on breakdowns. That's just my personality.
Come on, SPY.
I do see Netflix going lower there. I will look for pullbacks in Netflix to get short. So another thing that we can do here, right, is look for names that were really high on RSI and now are starting to break. This is one thing that I like to do often. So like Tesla is one of those names. ALGN is one of those names. I still got the SQQs there on the moo. Look at this. Hendrix, you can't hit FX, man. Come on. All right, so ALGN, Pakar making an up move. So there is some stocks still in the green, industrials and energy. So if you're looking for stocks that are in the green, look for industrials and energy names. Those have stayed in the green today. We'll see what happens. PayPal turning around to the downside. CXX staying up a little bit. That's an industrial name. Walgreens staying up right now. Seems interesting there. So industrial names. Let's see what's up there. So I'm just doing a little bit of a search here, looking at trying to see the bigger names, see what's up on the day, right? So in the industrial sector, what's getting a nice little lift? It's staying up on the day. So you got a lot of like different stocks here. I'm going to look at Cat, Deere. Look at those. Those are nice, nice push higher here. Honeywell, how's that doing? GE, is that getting a bounce today? Yeah, there is some stocks that are on the upside, some industrial names. XLI is another way that you guys can just look at this. All right, pulling that down. I'm going to keep going after it. We'll see what happens here. Now finally getting a little bit of a pullback. The Qs could be bouncing here off at 363s. I do see sideways action there, so I'm just calling that out. We'll see what happens here.
Nice little move on the SPY here, almost touching VWAP.
All right, for the Sox S here, I'm just going to go ahead and probably just take the first profits, look for a little pullback back towards my entry of 1044. There you go. Just took the profits there. That's a little bit of a nice little profit on the day, about $40 after fees for the prop account, but we'll see what happens there. Still holding the SQQQs here just because I've already held it for a bigger move above the 20s. I'm going to keep holding it there. Break even on the rest right now, which is 1950s, or like I'd be losing 2 cents on the name. I'm looking to push, see what happens with today.
ALDX halted up. It looks like it's bouncing here on ALDX.
Nvidia trying to come back here. If it comes back to 430s, I'm about it. AMD just leaking, man. Leak, but stair stepping down.
Let's see, what was the yeah, it's some interesting flow on. This is crazy. Hang on.
What are you seeing out there, man? What are you seeing in the world?
It's a little weird. It's nothing too confident of a trade for me. I'm not taking it, but it's you've got Nvidia 450 calls that came in on the ask expiring this week, about $150,000 worth, and that's where you got that bounce from the lows. But again, not something that I'm going to try to trade.
Savage,
in a spot trade at the
450s.
moment. Yeah, so still, plenty ways away. That would obviously be a new all-time high.
Yeah, that's definitely out of the money call.
AHI halted.
Blink Charging announces a dual port CSS and NACS fast charger. So that's responsible for the pop here in Blink, BLNK.
Yeah, I see the volume getting in there, but quickly dropping off.
Yep.
Like if I saw another 400,000 shares loading in right now, I'd be like, all right.
That's kind of what I'm watching here, Mitch. If I see some of the buying volume here, might just kind of scalp this on the way up. 631 here.
I don't see too much volume there. Let me see if there's anything lined up there, since I'm not really taking a look there.
There you go.
On the SQQQs. What's lined up? So at 621, there's some money lined up.
That's bid side, right?
Yep, bid side, right? And so I look back at that, and I'd love to see that same 5,000 order be waiting right now at like 630. If that was the truth, then I'd be like, all right, well then maybe I can see this start jumping and start seeing some volume get in. But what do I see here? Offer action. So that just tells me there it's not something that I want, at least for me. I understand the VWAP's there.
Yep.
Understand the volume's there. Can't blame you for looking at it. Not something for me, at least today. Looking for success pullback to the VWAP here. We'll see if it gets back to the VWAP. That's 1046. I already sold it in the prop. Still looking to see if the Qs can come back to VWAP or not. It's leaking again, holding towards resistance right now, about 363 70s. You can maybe round that to 75. I'll show you guys that really quickly here on the Qs. You can see that line right there where I drew that. We'll see if we get above that and actually starts holding towards like 364 on like a 5-minute candle. That's going to be a good outlook for it to come back to VWAP. We'll see what happens there.
All right, SPY looking to go above VWAP. Let's go.
SPY a little bit closer to the VWAP. Yeah, that's a little bit above now.
Yeah.
So where I see that kind of getting towards a resistance is a move to 435.80s here. Close towards 436 will show me rebound there.
Speaking of rebound, market is trying to bounce here. It's bounced pretty good. We'll see if this continues.
This gives me opportunities to go looking for shorts, at least for me. I'll be looking for those. I'll see if I'll be able to find any. Ooh, I like Meta. I gotten crushed in Meta before, so I just got to keep the risk and reward in check here. Always keeping what? Risk to reward, team. Risk to reward. It's the number one thing we got to always keep in mind. So we could get a little bit of an uplift here. I'm going to try to be patient here instead of rushing towards it. But I like Meta to the short side. That's one that's above VWAP that I can maybe go after that I think could come down through the 281s today.
Waiting for ALDX to open to see if it has another huge move here. That gap fill was 10.65, currently at $7. What happened on this? They provided a regulatory update. Lack of substantial evidence of effectiveness. That doesn't sound good. Due to a lack of adequate and well-controlled investigation. Wow, that doesn't sound good. I guess I'm surprised this is bouncing. See what happens when it opens. No position. ALDX.
All right, team. I'm going to go ahead and set a stop limit here to just get out on the SQQQs if I need to risk out today, and that's about a $2 loss. I'm giving it a shot, though, today for a bigger win. I need to get up there towards like 15 and 20 bucks for reward. I started expanding my risk to reward towards allowing $9 loss. I got to look for that $18 reward, $20 reward. We'll see if I get it.
SPY continuing to stay above VWAP. So far, so good.
All right. Since you're on the kind of more that bullish side, I'm going to go to Uzunade. And
Sure.
I'm still kind of in that bear side. And that's what I love about the market, right? You could always see both sides of the trade.
Yep, no question about it. So you've got Google, which is holding on to the 121.29s. The lows that we had from the previous support area. So far, so good. Hasn't quite touched VWAP. It was about maybe, what is that, 20 cents away or so. But the SPY is still above VWAP itself. AHI open. You've got VWAP around this 195 area. See if it wants to maybe touch 2.
All right, seeing Meta start to reject here, how the Q's looking. There you go, right back to the downside here. So I could come after it right now with some shares. I'm going to start going slowly into Meta.
Where is my...
All right, got
Still waiting on ALDX.
Little starter short there in the prop on Meta at, I'll give you guys the exact, for me is 282.12. So I'm going to slowly work here because it could easily come right back to 282.66. Gonna look to see if the Qs break lower. That's what my real focus on. Another way that I can look at that is just continuing to watch my Mumu trade to see if that goes higher, right? That's this trade right here. We'll look to see if it breaks through the highs of 20s. That's the SQQQs and goes higher. Could also start looking at that SOX S trade now, but it's right back towards the high, right? And so I'm gonna just probably let that one go now. If SOX S goes higher, I'll let that one keep pushing. We've already taken the gains on that one.
You've got AHI that is right at $2.
Wiss is killing it. New highs here for UCAR. Nice job, Wiss. That was an absolute monster. How much of that move did you grab? That was a sweet trade.
Ooh, looks like AHI is halted at $2. Uh-oh.
Yep.
I may or may not have just got in with
That is
200
the
shares.
7th halt of the day, by the way.
Yeah, that just... dude, you guys couldn't pay me to trade that. This is too much. That gave me a heart attack.
Well, we are in at 2. We shall see how this one goes.
All right, liking this meta trade, looking to add a little bit more on this little pop here.
Where is Baba?
Gonna be patient here. It could come right back towards that 60. So I'm just gonna try to be slow, not fast.
All right, focus for me. Let's go ahead and cut this out. Carvana. Yeah, nothing really happened in there. Rivian at 15. Might take a shot at that.
There we go. Getting a quick little pop and drop there in Meta. So just keeping an eye on it. Also looking to see if the Qs go lower.
Taking a chance at Rivian here at 1504 is my fill.
Nice job on you, car folks. Okay, so you bought that big stick up for a momentum push. You're still up $1 right now. Great trade.
Coin.
ALDX open, by the way. This actually popped above 8.
Trying to add a little bit in Meta at the top at 282.58. Moved it up because it tapped it and then went right off of it. So I just moved it slightly up just in case it takes a little bit more, like in the 60s. See if I get that fill here. No fill there, and it quickly bounced off towards the 48s. So now I'm trying to get filled closer towards 50s.
ALDX. This is an interesting one. Above 8. 821 looks like where it stopped here on ALDX. This one way too wild, but worth mentioning.
Couldn't get in there.
Not just as wild as you, car. Take care, Judge. Good to see you again. Hopefully everything's well in New York. ALDX going higher here now. Wow, this is a huge bounce.
No ads there for me. Trying to get a little bit of an entry here. Add on, of course, Meta here, but couldn't get a fill there on the offer. All right, let's see if we can get this breakout above 20s here for the SQQQs, and then I'll add to Meta. I'm short on Meta, just on the prop.
ALDX continuing to move up here. If it closes this entire gap, I'm going to be pissed I didn't try it. Wild stuff here. I don't see any other setups.
Added a little bit.
Calling those out.
Added a little bit there on Meta short. So that's this trade here. I'll show you guys that. So looking at this, seeing that rejection off of that 282.50s. Now it starts to break this trend line. Now I just wanted to look to get actually below that 282 and come back towards the lows. Qs, I want to see it come right back through these 363s. SQQQs ripping through the 20s. SOXS continuing higher through that high. NVIDIA just lower, just get smacked. That's what I'm looking at. We'll see what happens here, team.
Looks like AHI has now opened.
I'll put you up for that.
Yeah, let me go ahead, and I'm on Rivian, but let me go ahead and put it up here. There we go. Headed to the downside a bit.
Meta right back up here, so I'm trying to be careful here. Not adding until it gets right back below 282s again. Really, I'm looking to see SQQQ go higher.
ALDX kind of consolidating here. I think I would like to see maybe some more volume here. The spread is tightening up, which is a really good sign for being able to actually trade this.
This should be the breakout sign here for the SQQQs, so I'm going for it here in Meta. Just took a little bit more there in Meta.
Kind of got me wanting to trade SOXS again.
I was in it earlier, man.
And I don't see anything for the Mumu account. I'm looking for a smaller. Maybe I should try swinging something.
Essentially, I'm doing right now on the SQQQs.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that this might be easier to do.
Getting a test to the upside here in meta, so definitely maybe bad timing there, but let's see. Right, you saw the SQQQs get off there off the 90s too. So looking to see what happens here in the Qs.
Smoke
Qs
Tuna saying that
bounce off 363.
Sorry, Mitch. Tuna saying the MACD not looking good on ALDX. I'm with you on that. It actually looks like it's really kind of stopping here at this 845 level. See if we push through that. No position in ALDX for me. UCAR 845 still. EOSE hanging out around that 350 area. How's OCEA doing? That looks dead in the water. It's kind of just drifting down here. SOXS does look like it wants to push higher. We'll see if we can end up getting that.
Rivian just continuing lower.
Setting stops here on meta just to make sure I don't get hit too hard on the up action here. Still seeing the Qs kind of looking weak here, but need to see the Qs break 363 to go lower.
Powell saying that speed was important in the beginning for these rate hikes, but less important now. It makes sense to move rates higher, but at a more moderate pace. So he's basically telling you rates are going to go higher here, but they're going to be smaller rates. Now, looking at the market, I understand that we're down here, but I honestly feel like the market is taking this pretty well. I mean, it's not over yet, so let's see what happens. But I feel like the market, I mean, basically they're telling you that there's going to be more rate hikes. Yeah, I mean, market is down though, so I guess maybe it's reacting the way it should.
Yeah, I see that highs here now. So the big thing for me, and like let's say the SPY recovery, that's a 436 close on like a 5-minute. If you see that, I think you could get some recovery on the day. So 363 is the battle right now for the Qs. SPY, I would be looking at 436, but these are my levels. You guys, of course, take that with a grain of salt. I see you, Wally. Don't worry, I caught you. Taking a look at UNH. All right, not too bad.
You're saying HUT is setting up again. Okay. Let's take a look at HUT. Yeah, it is. I like this. A break above this. I like it. You guys were saying I should have held it earlier anyway. It's strong here. See if we take this out. High of this candle here, 383. Some size here at 383. Do I double dip back into this smoke tuna?
Let's see. Is it going to?
All right,
size moved down now to 282 and 281 on HUT.
On HUT.
HUT. I knew someone was going to say blue 42. I like said it in my head and I was like, someone's going to say that. And it ended up being Mitch actually saying it, which was perfection.
That's awesome.
You know it. You know it, bro. You know how my mind works. Or does it? All right. We'll see what else is going on out there, team. I'm taking some shots. Shot. Everybody. All right, so swing trade action, guys. Oil still grinding a little bit higher. That doesn't look like, I mean, I could take the money and run there, but I'm just continuing to work that. Adobe finally going deeper into the green there for me today. Did not understand why it got that upgrade today. I don't know who came in there and upgraded it, but there it goes right back down to 482s when it was up there to 495 just earlier today. So look at this, guys. I'll show you guys what kind of 3 charts that I'm looking at. The Qs to go through 363s, Adobes. Can it keep going down? Look at that leap, baby. And Meta. Will I get cracked in Meta? We'll find out.
GREE, maybe a push through the VWAP here. I've got the VWAP at 354. Looks like it's stopping at 350 here. Hut going higher here.
Keys don't want to break.
Nah, you've also got the SPY that's holding on. Still
I
trying
think
to
the
claim
Qs is
VWAP and
leading,
stay.
though. Personally, I wouldn't even... Personally, me, just myself, guys, I'm not looking at the SPY today, really. I think the Qs are leading, man. If NASDAQ gets wrecked today, I think the stocks will just completely follow. Why is the SPY a little bit higher than the Qs? Well, because industrials are there. You got energy kind of stocks there that are keeping it higher. Now, of course, the tech-heavy Qs, that shows me where the wreck is coming from.
GRNQ, big volume push here on GRNQ. Let me bring that up.
Let's go SQQQ. Trying to go to that dark side today, guys. I'm feeling it. Let's get a little pump up here. The Rock coming in. I always like this little line.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Like in some more in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I change the game, so what's my
Motherfucking name, baby?
What they're gonna get
Mitch, pretty into that, as we can all tell here.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I'm a big Rock fan. I grew up watching it, man. I saw him live.
The Rock says, know your damn role.
Know your damn role. The people's elbow. All right, here the Qs trying to come back here. We'll see if it does. It's kind of stuck between this kind of little, what I call it, a pennant flag. Let me see here. I'm going to say this is kind of more of a pennant that we're stuck in. But of course,
GRNQ, big nasty pull after I brought that up here. Hut moving higher.
Spot drive.
Raz asking why oil is flying. Energy actually seems to be leading today. Mitch, maybe you want to do one of those sector rundowns. With the market weak here and energy leading, that makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes it just kind of makes sense, right? Like how Ryan's saying, right? Well, a lot of the times when we see stocks come down, sometimes you'll see energy go up. You'll see industrials go up too. So those are the stocks that are leading to the upside. I've talked about the sectors there. Stocks like CAT, stocks like Deere having a decent day. They're up about 2% each from the open. So if you're looking for stocks that are strong, you got to look at sectors that are strong. Energy definitely bouncing back today. If you look at like XOM, it's back there towards 104 when it was down to 102.50s. Of course, I'm looking for the 100 break. Maybe I'm pushing a little bit too much from 108. But yeah, a little bounce back here. The big thing for me in crude oil is just watch what happens in the WTI price. So we're now back above 72. If we can close above 72 today, I'll probably just take the gains and run. But if we come right back down to 71s and crack 69s, I want to stay in this trade for the bigger move. Riot bouncing. There you go. That's probably the Qs, right? Ooh, Qs rejecting this move. Here's the pennant that I'm drawing here on the Qs. I think it's very important. We actually talked about this kind of patterns here and how we could measure the next move down. I talked about how I would look at these moves to kind of show people how you can do this. If you measure the flag pattern, right? And so this is the flag. This is the pole right here. This is about $2.96. We could get essentially, if it breaks down here, a $2.96 move. That's how you do a little measurement off of patterns. But of course, a move back above this kind of recent resistance here on the 5. I'd put it around 363.75. A close back above that could squeeze us out of this pattern back to the upside. So right now, bearish look. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
So you've got the
Ooh.
You've got still waiting on the SPY, man, to kind of make a nice little move to the upside. Still just kind of hanging out, chopping around VWAP.
How you feeling about the riot? Who's starting a riot?
Riot.
Riots. Who's starting a riot here? Will the Qs go through the 363? I'm feeling a little bit to the
Execute Order 66.
Here we go. I was wondering when the Star Wars drop was coming. I kept wondering.
You know I'm feeling the dark side
I
today,
knew you
guys.
were.
Come on, you know me. To the dark side.
So, Arden with a question here. I'd be interested in thoughts on the group as well as the chat group here. Arden is asking, why does energy go up when stocks go down? A lot of this is allocation, right? So energy is going to be tied to this China's stimulus.
Crack 363 on the Qs here. We're looking like we're going lower. Meta making a big chunk move down, thinking about adding to that, but I'm going to be respectful to the position here. Just be calm, because if the Qs really wipe out, Meta will too. So I don't need to be jumping on and adding a whole bunch of size here. Looking for the break in the 20s for the SQQQ.
GRNQ looks like it's trying to bounce here. This one was a nasty, nasty knife, so I'd be careful.
So for me, 5-minute close below 363 is what I'm looking at on the Qs. It's above, right back above 363s. So there's a wick there. Let's see if it closes below it.
Someone asked my opinion on Bitcoin, and I don't invest in Bitcoin, so it's not something for me to really have a good opinion on. But just kind of taking a look at the technicals, I think this 30,000 is obviously a huge psychological level. Around that area, you see support, crack, congestion, down, and then now you got resistance. So I would say we can go ahead and get above 30,000. That'd be great. But unfortunately, in terms of long term, this, that, the other, if I were to go ahead and invest in it, I would say I would have 2% of my net worth or so in crypto, maybe Bitcoin, spread it out, and then just in case it continues to go to that $100,000 mark and then some. That's the way I would play it. But that's really all I have. Stop loss for me, if you do go and get into 30,000, would be the crack of 25.
All right, big levels here to look at here. We're like kind of getting that rule of 3 outlook here for the SQQQs and the Qs. So it's definitely going to be important where this 5-minute candle closes and where the next one opens. We got about, 20 seconds on this candle? Looking at it. We'll see what happens.
Sal, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That happens in trading, man. I would say, if you're not gonna stick around and try to claw it back, just refresh your mentals and come back ready for tomorrow. You'll have, as long as you're not knocked out, you'll have another opportunity to make it back tomorrow. Also, just to kind of relate this back to something earlier that we were talking about, this a lot of the times is why when I'm playing some of these shorter term day trades, this is why you guys see me take my gains so early. I'd rather have a really small gain than end up having that turn into a loss and then ruin the rest of my trading day. So I'm glad that you guys were able to get Hut for another 9 cents, but I still was able to walk away with that trade with like $30. So not the end of the world there for me. Sal, you're here in your processed approach every day. I have no doubt that you'll be back hitting it tomorrow.
Yeah, the big thing there is review, right? I always talk about when we lose.
Great point.
When we lose, there's 2 questions I ask myself, right? And this is very important. And this is worth more than any trade that I'll take today. Ask myself, did I make an executional mistake or a process mistake? There's 2 different things there. Executional mistakes are going to happen. We just need to get better. Process mistakes are where I think we need to go ahead and adjust so that we can make a difference the next day around. Here's that attempt there for the breakdown. Rule of 3. Will it happen here on the SQQQs and the Qs? Look how it happens here. So up 1, down 1, right? Up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. Will this take off to the next level? Back below 1982s, and I might have to just take the profits and run. But the same thing here for the Qs on the downside. Down 1, up 1, down 2, up 2, down 3, up 3. Now I have this new line that I could draw right about here, around 363.57s, that I could look for the breakdown of close now back below 363s. Would complete the rule of 3. Of course, this is Money Mitch's rule of 3. Doesn't mean it's going to happen all the time, but the way that I go about it and looking at pennants, flag patterns, and a whole bunch of different ones. Hope you guys enjoy me talking about those. And we'll see what happens here in Mumu. Can he get there through the 20s? That's what I'm really looking for. The run into the 20s. Can it happen? We'll find out here, team.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get ready for all access, but we will be back with a plus therapeutics. But my final trade on this one is just, again, waiting for the SPY to continue going higher. We're in it and waiting for it to make a move. I would like for the end of day for it to go back to the 437s, but that's still a couple of points away. So we'll see if that happens. But I'll be back in about 15.
See you, Junaid.
See you in a little bit, my friend. All right, Zunaid's going to the background. We'll just keep battling here. I'll see what else goes on, and we'll see if we actually do get the down move or not, right? Of course, I'm taking some shots. I can start looking around to see what else has kind of leaked up towards the VWAP. NVIDIA's at the low. That also gives me a little bit of sign that we could just keep going lower. Anything at VWAP, let me know, guys. I'm looking for trades. I just can't even find trades on VWAP. Microsoft also on the low. Apple, lows. What about Tesla? Did Tesla make it back? No.
Tesla's at the lows still.
And so that tells me a lot. So guys, and I'm not saying this because I'm just short, guys. It's literally. So I look at a lot of times and I look at charts and I want to see stocks make it back to VWAP if they're going to get a bullish kind of reaction right back, right? Well, stocks aren't even coming back to VWAP. A lot of the times, what does that do? That makes shorters kind of chase. So we could always get whipsaws to the upside. But this also tells me that there is some weaker action and not so much buying coming back to these names.
Speaking of coming back to the VWAP, AHI to the VWAP and through here.
That's just too much for me, man.
I got 191 as the VWAP here on my broker.
Now Meta getting back there towards my entry here. So just got to be smart here and look to see if we really get that crush down now. There is a nice little hit there. Meta now through the 282s now. Q's through 362.70s. That gets me, that should get me towards the 20s there on the SQQQs. Now we're getting an attempt towards the low of the day. Can we break here and actually close below the low of the day? Low of the day right now towards 362.76. Let's see if we can close below that. That'll show me continuation to the downside.
AHI is still moving here. I feel like I'm chasing through this VWAP trade.
All right, guys. Is it time for show and tell? I think it's almost time for show and tell, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get something. I'll be right back.
Oh, I hope you got something good. I hope you got something good. I love this.
Yeah,
AHI
show and tell
here.
time. Smash the like for show and tell
Let's
time.
See it, Mitch. I have no idea what Mitch is
I better
about to
see
do.
at least 150 likes in the chat, though.
What are we at now?
I'm gonna take a peek right now, but come on, get it up there, team. Get it up. Let's see how many likes we can get. Meta going lower. I'll tell you one thing. I'm still kicking myself for NVIDIA. I know somebody out there probably is with me. 83 likes. We need a couple more, guys. Smash it up. I'll be right back.
All right. In the meantime, while Mitch is going to do a surprise, I'm still watching AHI here. God, another move through 210 here on AHI. I so badly want to trade this. I so badly want to trade this, but my brain, my analytical brain is saying, no, you're chasing. You're chasing. AHI struggling to get through this area here. Yeah, be careful, Raz. I am. Honestly, if I miss this, I don't think this will be the end of the world. But I'm just eager to trade. We're going to let AHI come back in here. Hut, by the way, down to 277, so down back to where I bought it. Glad I at least got out of that with a gain. Matt saying AHI, no touch for me. Smoke Tuna saying AHI is coming from 74 today to 2. And it's a halt fest. And exactly, this is why I'm trying to be, I mean, we've seen the range that it's carved out going all the way up to 260. And if it makes another dash towards that, sure, I'd want to be able to trade that. But I just, right now I'm kind of waffling back and forth. And it's better if you're waffling, if you're not confident in your trade, it's better off that you probably stay out of it. And that's looks like what I'm doing here. What do you guys think Mitch is going to bring back for show and tell? Any guesses? Any guesses? I have no idea. See anything else setting up here?
All right, team.
Uh-oh.
Are you guys ready? You guys know it's serious if I'm in the background here without even, you can't even
Yeah,
see me.
I can't see
I'm
his camera, by the way, folks.
Sounding the alarm. Get ready, guys. A little bit of some moo coming through here. Let me get a big old moo here. You guys ready? Look at this, guys. I am mooed out here, guys. Look at the swag here. Look at the swag. Got the neck pillow. Moo baby, coming through. Show and tell. Ooh, who's got that moo? Who's got that moo? Check it out, of course, guys. You guys, look, they got me a travel pillow and everything. Look at this thing. Ooh, baby, looking good. Moo. Let's see the trade, baby, through the 20s. Let's go. Not looking too bad in the small account challenge today. Bouncing back.
All right, Mitch, I'm glad for your trade. That's cool. I got one question. Where the hell is my moo swag?
I'm getting it to you, Ryan. I'm getting it to you, baby.
That was the right answer, Mitch. I want a travel pillow that looks like a Pikachu or a Pokemon or something.
Swagged out,
Black and
man.
orange shirt looks sweet.
Yeah, my wife already called the pillow. She was just like, yeah, that's mine.
I'm not going to argue with your wife. I'm just saying, where's the swag for me?
I got you. It's coming through, man. It's coming through. So moo, baby. You guys can check it out. As the Qs go lower, I mean, hey, at least I was on top of it today. Now up about $70 in the prop account with that meta trade. Looking at a really nice trade here, almost to the 20s there for the SQQQs. Qs now to 362.30s. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's go.
Paul says, honestly, I would not want to see you sitting on a plane wearing that. LOL. And even through
honestly, I would go 100%. Like, I'm rocking this next travel. You know what? I'm rocking it all stream.
Mitch. Oh, man. See, we do like to have fun here.
Oh, only way, man. And I tell everybody, man, I love the rock swag. So holla at me.
I love to rock swag. Holla at me. Oh, man. Is that awesome?
Yeah, man. Now meta down to 281s. I'm up at 282.11s. Just looking to see this could just drop like a tank. Let's go. 207 now here for the SQQQs, in from 1952 this morning, really early. I've been in this stock since the open, pretty much, the SQQQs for Mumu.
Sorry, Mitch, had to take control of the screen because FOXO, which we talked about earlier on this run up here, Beck's calling it here. Absolutely love it. Nice push up to that high breakthrough here on FOXO. I'm not trading this. This is a nice little penny stock, but for all of you that like trading penny stocks here, FOXO looking good here. Great call. Great call.
2013 now. Q's going lower, 363.80s. Let's go. I'm not even gonna look at NVIDIA no more. That's just gonna kill my mind. Oh, 421.
SOXS, great move there, Mitch. Way to do it. Way to
do
it,
man. That was the one that I had earlier from 1040s. I sold it on the pullback, maybe a little early, but nice little rip there to 1090s.
You guys know how I like trading SOXS. Just took a profitable one off the table yesterday. Didn't have it for today, but this will not be the last opportunity I get.
Moo, baby. I'm ready. All right. Then now we're seeing a little bit of a pullback, and we could come back to VWAP here. So that's where I got to determine, hey, I've had a really nice trade here on Mumu. I think I'm going to take the money and run here. I could try to swing trade this, man, but I think I'm being a little bit greedy if I keep trying to keep this going higher, right? So I'm going to take the money and run here, team. Let's go ahead and do so. See if I can get 208 here, 2008. All right. Did I get it out there? No order out yet. There we go. Boom! We took it, baby. 1581. I'll take the profits and run. That's what it's all about. Canceling that stop order, making sure I don't get hit earlier on the downside action now. Taking the gains, 2.72%, back up, 15. You guys know what it's all about. I'm right back up here, battling on this account, of course. I had about 3 red days, so now I'm going to bounce back to a green day.
There we go.
Going to keep going after it in the small account challenge. And this isn't easy, guys. Small account challenge is all about base hits, not home runs. That's another reason why I'm saying, you know what? I'm taking the money and running today. I'm good.
Mitch, well, you keep talking to your
home runs.
Well, you keep talking to your new pillow there. Yeah, by the way, Ahi is halted. This is the 8th halt, by the way, folks. The 8th halt here for Ahi. We are still halted now, so just be careful with this one. This one might be done for the day.
All right, meta down to 280.78. Can we get down to 280s? That's really what I would like to see it crack. It's right near the low of the day. Low of the day is 280.16. So I'm looking for another little push here, and then I'm going to take the profits and run here in meta. But this is looking really nice here. Now to 280.60s. Can I get a little crack? The Qs might come back, and that's where I'm a little bit careful because the VWAP bounce could be right back up there. So I might just take this money and run as a nice little start in the prop. On the day, looking to keep it going here. Q's looking like they're trying to bounce here. That's the only thing. There's a nice little push towards the 280.50s now. All right, just took the profits there at the 47 there with the momentum coming down on meta. So I'll take the account off there, take the gains there, about 136 there on that trade there for meta. Not looking too bad there. Risked about $60, so it's about double the gain there. Close to it. That not looking too bad. It could have gone lower, and the Qs can keep going lower. I'm going to look for more trades, but meta, nice little gain there right now. Now keeps going lower there to the 280s. Maybe missed a couple cents there, and it doesn't matter if it keeps going lower. But the big thing for me is just securing some good gain on this account, and then just trying to keep pushing. All right, so that's probably going to do it for us. In just a second, we'll be joined by Zunaid as we keep going to all access. You keep talking to your pillow. You like that one, Raz? I know you did. All right, let's keep going after it, team. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the markets. Now we're getting a little bit of a pullback. We'll see what happens in the SQQQs if they can keep going higher. But good trade today. I don't want to push it too much always. And sometimes it's about taking the gains that we have versus trying to push it to the next level. So like a perfect example is Adobe. Right now, I'm going to go ahead in the swing trade account. I'm going to go ahead and take some profits in Adobe. Why shouldn't I? I mean, it's really close towards that profit take yesterday. So I'm taking the gain right there at 479.75s. I will take some of that off the offer there just to pay myself. Now I just paid myself there in ZS also, just taking a nice little down action there. Took the next gain there. This is at 146.28. Still got a tiny runner there on Zscaler, but look at that trade. That's a beauty, down to 143. Q's going lower today, so looking still good in my Exxon Mobil trade. I'll look for this to kind of come back down by the end of the day. Right now, it's still hanging up at the top side. Q's now starting to get a little bit of a bounce. That's why I'm taking some profits in Adobe. Definitely don't want this to come all the way back, right? Got to pay myself as things go green. We'll see what happens on the day.
And real quick, Ahi is open now. Beck's joking, go for that halt number 9. Hey, it's early in the day. We may very easily see halt number 9. Here's a look at Ahi here. The big thing that I'd be worried about here is a breakdown through 180. Who knows where the bottom's actually going to be, but I'm not trading Ahi. I feel like this move here is done. We'll see if something sets up later today. Maybe if it kind of consolidates around this area, we get a push back up through that 2 level. But as Smoke Tuna told us earlier, remember, Ahi's up from 74 cents to above 2 here today. So maybe we saw that big run already. Just keep your risk management front and center if you're going to be looking at Ahi at any point later today.
Nice big win today for the Mumu account, bouncing back. And I think that's more important than taking a home run swing, right? And I think that the number one thing that you don't want to do is when you start getting in a rut, thinking that you need a home run to get you back, because that's an easy way to start looking for bigger risk and you start throwing your balance completely off, right? And so that's the easy way that I've seen traders wreck small accounts. So just think about that, right? If you're in a small account, you almost have to be more disciplined than a trader that has a $30,000, $50,000 account. I can tell you guys that just because I've done both of them, right? And I can tell you that the truth is there's more pressure on the small account than the guy that's trading with the 50K. I don't know what it is.
I feel
Ryan,
it.
but
I feel more pressure trading my small account with, $460 in it than I do my main account.
it's just
That's
the pressure.
above PDT.
And the big thing to do there is to learn, right? That we need to just kind of look at base hits, right? Take that kind of approach is going to keep you in the game. Remember, when you're a new trader, I always talk about it. Survival first, then get to break even. Then you can look for a little bit of money. Then you can be a thriving kind of stage trader that's continuing to gain on their equity. It all takes steps. You're not just going to always just jump 2 steps. But like always, just keep going at it at a process approach. That's what we're all about here at Benzinga. And of course, we've mentioned Moo multiple times. If you guys want to check it out, there's a QR code in the top right corner. And remember, if you deposit up to $5,000 right now, you can get a free share of Tesla and Google for this month. I'll see you guys next time, like always, right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. That's going to do it for Ryan and I today. We had definitely a good day, bouncing back, taking some green, even though the market's turned, right? We always got to be a little bit nimble. Today, we're seeing a little bit some downside action. Be careful out there, traders, like always. Any last comments, Ryan?
I'm going to be watching the market here. Remember, I really want to see where we finish. I want to see if that's going to set up for more potential short trades, maybe even take one of these ETFs overnight just to see what's going to happen. We'll see how it goes. Watch that for the rest of the day. And then some of these smaller cap plays, see if they consolidate, wait for those volume pops. No reason to kind of hold something that's kind of dead in the water. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Happy trading.
Have a good one, Ryan. Always good having you, my friend. Glad to have you back. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and take off Ryan. We're going to get Zunaid on here. We're going to switch it over to all access. Like always, guys, stay in the action. Keep battling. Zunaid, looks like the downside worked for me today. We'll see if the upside works for you tomorrow, my friend. All right, you guys smash the like. I'll see you guys next time.
All righty. Appreciate you so much. Hope you guys enjoy that segment. We've got another good one here. You know we love talking to executives right here on the show. Mark, just give me a quick thumbs up so I know you're ready to go. But it's so important to, we hear about cancer treatments and what different companies are doing out there. And we've got another good one here. We're going to talk to Mark Hedrick, who is the president and CEO of Plus Therapeutics, ticker PSTV. All access starts right now. How's it going, Mark? Good morning.
Hey, Sinead. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here today for All Access. I saw your interview with Michael Murray a while back, so I definitely have some questions and follow-ups. But for the folks at home that might be watching you for the first time, if you could explain it to me like I'm 5, what is it that your company does?
Yeah, it's super simple. So we develop targeted radiotherapeutics for brain and central nervous system cancers. They're some of the worst cancers on the planet. They're some of the most unmet medical needs, and they have the shortest lifespans once they're diagnosed. So huge need and a great new therapeutic option for these patients.
Now, you said brain cancer, is that correct?
Yeah, brain cancer. People have heard of glioblastoma.
Right.
Patients have breast cancer or lung cancer, have metastases to the brain. So we go after those. They're some of the worst problems on the planet, the most unsolved medical conditions that are out there.
Is there a reason you're targeting those type of cancer? Is it just because that's where the technology works for you? Is it because of how bad it is, like you just mentioned? Like, what's the reason to target those type of cancers?
The economic opportunities there, first of all, there are a lot of them. They're growing in number, particularly cancer we go after called leptomeningeal metastases. Is very underdiagnosed. And as we're better at controlling local cancers like breast cancer and lung cancer, these cancers are popping up in the brain and the central nervous system. So the opportunities there. And then we use something called targeted radiotherapeutics. You want to be very targeted in your therapy when you're treating the brain, right? You don't want to take out the 3rd grade in surgery or something, right? So being very targeted with high doses of radiation is a natural for these kinds of tumors.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's certain memories that would be okay if they weren't there. Don't get me wrong on that. But radiation is kind of like a proven method of destroying cancer, right? We've kind of seen that in the past. But you kind of have where you get a little bit of hindrance with the lack of precision in the fast. So how is your technology? Like you mentioned, you have to be precise, you have to be accurate. What separates you from everybody else that's trying to do this? And of course, we have your slides as well if you want us to pull up any of that later on.
Yeah, so let me pull up the I think the second picture is a picture of the brain. Next one. Yeah. So the key is precision. You mentioned radiotherapy. It's been around for treating brain cancers for decades. The problem is it's not precise. It's given through a ray, and the ray blasts through normal tissue, and it's very imprecise. As much as they try to make it precise, it's not precise. This shows us treating an actual patient with brain cancer. You see the little things like a hydra medusa. Those are actually little catheters that go very precisely within a millimeter or so of where you intend to do it, right into the tumor. And then we deliver almost like biological fracking. We deliver this very high dose of radiation. It's actually made in a nuclear reactor, believe it or not. It's using an isotope called rhenium, and it goes right to the tumor. And then once the tumor is covered appropriately, then we can turn off the pressure. It stops and stays there throughout the decay cycle. So the radiation is only delivered to the tumor and nowhere else.
You obviously were talking about the therapy here itself. I want to kind of know, how are the trials going? How are they progressing that you're allowed to tell us, of course?
Yeah, so we have a couple of drugs that are incredibly potentially positive for this group of patients. Our lead drug is a complicated name called rhenium 186 obisbemeda. It's the type of isotope of rhenium that we use. So we're in a phase 2 and a phase 1 for glioblastoma, which is the most common, most lethal type of primary brain cancer. So that trial's ongoing. That trial is actually funded by the National Cancer Institute here in the US, part of the NIH. And that's funded all the way through phase 2. There's a potential. We have accelerated approval with the FDA to get approval after the phase 2 if the data looks really good. But thus far, that's enrolling. And then there's a phase 1. We're continuing to increase the dose. We haven't found a maximum dose that is a maximum tolerated dose in these patients. So we're continuing to dose escalate in a phase 1 and then go into phase 2 for glioblastoma. And then we're also treating something called leptomeningeal metastases. This is about an $8 billion market. These patients live 4 to 6 weeks without any treatment. Nothing's approved for them. And it's probably 2 to 4 times underdiagnosed. It's when breast cancer goes to the fluid space of the brain, or lung cancer or melanoma. It pops up there, but these patients, yeah, great, thank you. So we can put the drug directly into the spinal fluid. All these patients have a port under their skin. We eject it right into the brain fluid. It circulates and delivers that radiation over the course of a week or so. And it's very easy to bring these patients back in and retreat them. So we finished the part A of the phase 1. And if you're following the company, we're going to present data at the Society for Neuro-Oncology ASCO meeting in August, or we update the phase 1 data for this trial. And then for the glioblastoma trial, we'll present data in November at the Society for Neuro-Oncology.
Got it. Those are the timelines I was looking for. So August and November, we'll definitely be on the lookout and hope to have more conversations with you at that time. I believe you also went ahead and announced a partnership with the Society of Neuro-Oncology as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that's helping you kind of move forward?
Yeah, so we partner with a lot of the key meetings, as well as the grant agencies. I mentioned the National Cancer Institute, who's funding our glioblastoma trial through phase 2. We're actually a Texas-based company. We're in Austin. One of the reasons we moved there is, and this is not commonly known, Texas is the second biggest funder of cancer research in the world behind the NIH. And we received recently about an $18 million grant from the state of Texas that's funding our leptomeningeal program all the way through phase 2. So we've got the biggest funder of cancer research and the second biggest funder, state of Texas, funding them. So partnerships like that with the NIH, state of Texas, Society of Neuro-Oncology, and the recognition that comes with that's been really helpful for the company.
What you're doing is obviously such important work, and it's not easy to accomplish these things. So many companies have tried, but what I'm curious about in your eyes is, what's like the biggest challenge that you see on the horizon, and how are you set up to kind of overcome those challenges?
In my view, the technology works. It's shown to be incredibly safe and it makes sense. And the data supports, you get more radiation to the tumor, it kills the cancer, and if you do it precisely, you don't have a downside to other tissues and other parts of the body, kidneys, liver, and so forth. We're doing that, and so the key thing is just in a company that doesn't have revenue, doesn't have profit, we have to fund the company through capital markets. So capital markets are tough right now, as you know. You guys probably talk about this all day.
Yeah.
We're interesting that we've been very well funded. We have grants that are non-dilutive capital to fund our programs. And then and we're a very frugal company. So we know how to operate very leanly. And I think that's very important in terms of getting to those really value creating milestones that are around the corner for us.
So no private jets for you to the Bahamas. I got it. And I understand that part.
No jets.
I do have a question. I'm sorry.
Except Southwest Airlines, right?
No, there you go. Right. Hopefully it lets you pay for priority pass. Hopefully that works out for you. But got a question from the chat here asking, would, going back to the tumor and the precision of it, would it work on a benign tumor that's in a critical location?
Yeah, it could. Benign tumors, they typically won't kill you. So it's an expensive drug. So the target price for this drug is about $100,000 per treatment. So it's a very expensive drug from a treatment perspective. There might be more cost-effective ways for benign tumors. In a drug like this, it's $100,000. It's hard to justify that for a skin cancer, something that's relatively benign.
Yeah. Okay. So it would work, but it may not be the smartest route to go.
Yeah.
Completely understand. Yeah. Got it. AI has been the talk of the town, right? For so long, ever since ChatGPT, this, that, the other.
Yeah.
How are y'all utilizing AI, if at all? And then what's the game plan to utilize it to give you that advantage moving forward?
From a drug development perspective, what's next, right? So I mentioned our drug for brain cancer and leptomeningeal cancer. We have another drug that's in development that's delivered through the blood vessels. We put a catheter in the blood vessel and we deliver that same amount of high radiation to any organ or tissue in the body. Beyond that, though, AI is very useful as we think about different matching targets to types of radiation. That can be a very complex interaction. I think AI tools are going to be useful. We're beginning to use them to come up with novel in silico ways to develop targeted radiotherapeutics that we're not even contemplating right now. Could be very useful.
All right. Well, look, we talked a lot. We talked about the past, the present, and the future, especially the conversations we're going to have in August and November with the presentations. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk to our viewers about? The floor is all yours.
No, be sure and follow us on our social media channels on StockTwits. We're very present on social media. I do a lot of things. We actually have patients that talk about their experience as well. In fact, I just ran in a 5K with one of our patients about a month ago. So yeah, please follow us, and we're going to put out a lot of data over the next year. So follow us, and we'll update you frequently as we go along. So really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That is Mark Hedrick, MD, President and CEO of Plus Therapeutics. The ticker is PSTV. Mark, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nate. Take care. See ya.
See ya. And we appreciate you in the chat, as always, for being active so that we can go ahead and get your questions answered straight from the executives. Make sure you follow along the story and mark your calendar for August and November to see what those trial studies look like and the presentations and whatever else may be coming up. But once again, thank you for joining us for All Access.